Hi everyone, it's Marissa again. It's about 6 something in the morning, which is a little more human of an hour to be up and a little more normal for me to be up because at 6 o'clock I have to take one of my medicine right at 6 every morning, every 6 hours. So a little more normal to be up at this time. But it's still nice and quiet and peaceful out, and nice to just start the day before everybody else gets up, and you can sort of think about everything before the rest of the world is up and at 'em. I have my microphone out attached to my phone today so that the audio from here on out will be a little more consistent, and I think it's gonna sound a lot better, especially for the ASMR aspect of the videos. Let me know for you guys who listen to ASMR if you like some of the ASMR aspects I'm using. I know in a lot of the ASMR videos I like to watch, I kind of like the screen to be darker so it's more relaxing, and since it's so early out, there's not a whole lot of light anyways, and just for it to be kind of quiet and peaceful. So tell me if, for you guys, if you like that or not. And so I guess this morning I just wanted to, I keep saying I want to try to do short 10-minute videos, and then I keep going longer. The next video after this one I want to shoot is definitely one that goes into more detail about all of the specific procedures, events, like chronologically in order, so that everybody can get a better understanding of like where it started and where it is now, and all the steps that sort of had to take between then and now, and then the different like procedures and stuff like that. I'd like to go through a lot of the different procedures, maybe one by one, especially the scarier sounding ones. Of course, the first one that comes to mind is the brain biopsy. I mean, that sounds really scary. And I mean, it is to think about. So for anybody who would have to have that happen, it is really scary to think about. And so I'd like to go through what that's like, for anybody who's curious, or anybody who maybe has to get one, just to know exactly what it's like, and what to expect. And well, I mean, no two procedures are going to be the same, but like just to go through some of the mental and emotional stuff that you deal with before going into something like that. So yeah, I'd like to do maybe later today or tomorrow, like a bigger video that sort of goes over all of that. But for now, I kind of wanted to just do a short casual video this morning, and just to go over basically the hamster wheel that I keep talking about, and maybe explain a little bit more what I mean, because at this point I've really, I guess at this point I guess I've decided to embrace the hamster wheel concept as my thing, which it totally is in my head, but maybe I can explain it a little more too, about what it means, about what the hamster wheel means to me. And I mean, it's not anything too deep. It's pretty obvious, but just make a little short casual video this morning, and see where it goes. So, yeah, let's just talk for a few minutes. Um, let's see, the hamster wheel. So everybody knows, here's my hamster wheel right here. And when I when I was first thinking about like how I'm like ready to get off the hamster wheel, like immediately I was like, I want to do an art project. And because I'm like so into arts and crafts and like just anything crafty. And so like I immediately like got on my computer and I'm like looking up like, ooh, I can make like my own like hamster wheel meme. Like I'm like spending like 2 hours creating my own hamster wheel meme for me to print out and put on my wall. But that's me. And I had fun and it was awesome and I love it. But basically the hamster wheel, hamsters, they spin on a wheel. And hamsters are cute. I love hamsters. But they spin on their wheel all day and they kind of just spin their wheels. That's about it. And they it's kind of mindless, and they don't really think about doing anything else. They just keep running on that wheel because that's all they know is just to run on that wheel. And for hamsters, that's fine because that's fulfilling. Running on the wheel is really fulfilling the hamster destiny. There's nothing of greater purpose for the hamsters of the world than to run their wheels. And to all the hamsters out there, if you're watching, you keep running those wheels, babes. So, but for us non-hamsters, for us humans were not made for hamster wheels. Humans were made to be free from the hamster wheel of life. And so sometimes we can get stuck in this cyclical pattern of in our lives, and for years. Sometimes it's not for years, but often it can be for years. Often it can be your whole life. And I think that going through the medical issues that I've been going through, like it's starting to be so clear about how like I kind of feel like I was like born in the hamster wheel. I was like, I didn't know I was in the hamster wheel. Like the hamster wheel, I didn't even know until I was out of the hamster wheel, and I was like, whoa, I don't want to go back in there. Again, love hamsters, just not for me. But yeah, just like and like you can't force like yourself to like have this like moment where you're like, oh, I'm getting off the hamster wheel, like, no, it's gonna happen naturally, or it's not gonna happen. Like you're not gonna like go to the library and pick up a book about how to like stop. I mean, you can. There's, trust me, if you like self-help books, there's plenty of self-help books, and I love self-help books. I love reading them, but they don't work in and of themselves. Like you can read all you want, but you have to have that moment where the potential energy becomes kinetic energy, and so you can work your whole lives working on that potential energy, and it can never be, and it can never. Sometimes it can never really become that kinetic energy that moves you forward, and it's not even something you can even really control. It's like this thing that just happens. But I mean that sounds kind of depressing, doesn't it? Though, like you can't control it, though. But it's not that you can't control it. It's more like it's not up to you when, where, or how it happens, and you can, I don't know, you can go a really long time and doing the same thing. And I mean that's pretty much it. That's the hamster wheel. You can go a really long time doing the same thing. That's the principle. And what changes it, I don't know. Sometimes nothing. Sometimes something. It's weird. For me, it was definitely... For me, it was like had to be forced. I had to be forced. Like I don't feel like I've really like slowed down and thought about. I mean, yeah, like everybody thinks about their life and stuff and where they're going and this and that. Yeah, okay. You know, we all have a life plan. We all think about like, oh, where am I going next? I was thinking about where I was going next, but it was like not thinking about where I want to go next. It was like where I think I'm supposed to go next. And where everyone thinks I should go next. And where the world expects me to go next. And where everybody else says is the best way to. And I know not everybody thinks like this. Absolutely not. Some people aren't born in the hamster wheel. Some people are born free. But you know, some people don't struggle with this, and that's awesome. Go non-hamsters. But I definitely struggled with it, and I just felt like I mean, it's like when I was before this whole experience, I did feel like drained all the time and stressed out, but I just thought that's how it was supposed to be. So it's like that's the catch-22 of the hamster wheel, is that you're on it, but you don't even really know or care or really think about that's not something you want. And if it's something that you don't care about, then why change it? Because then there's no problem. I mean, if there's no problem, there's no problem. But as soon as this whole, I mean, I could tell for a while that like I wasn't really happy the way that what I was doing with my life was playing out. I do honestly think that where I was the happiest of all. I was definitely like in a good job that I was proud of, and I was doing work I was proud of, and I loved that, and I was making good money for me, and you know, I was doing good in my own eyes, but I wasn't necessarily doing what I wanted to do inside, like in my heart and stuff like that. So because I was constantly thinking about money, constantly thinking about, you know, paying back student loans, constantly thinking about making more money, because that's just what you're supposed to do. I was definitely like a what you're supposed to do, like the hamster, what you're supposed to do person. And that's fine. But sometimes you change, and then you do something different, and then maybe you go back. It's whatevs, you know. Like at the end of the day, it's like it's whatever is right for you. That's, I think, the point really underlying everything is it's whatever right for you. So this is what was right for me. And then getting so like ending my job, I was so excited. I was so excited to end my job of three and a half years, and use everything that I had learned there to propel myself into my own business ideas, and go from there and see everything I could do. And then, like I said in my previous video, it was literally like my last day at my job, and I got the news of the lesion on my brain and the MRI. And it went from job to health scare issues. And so I didn't even have a chance to take a breath and like do the things I was saying that I was going to do. And then it went straight into, I guess, survival mode, that initial feeling you get when you get told that you might have MS or there's a lesion in your brain. You go straight into survival mode and freak out mode and all that. But it took me about a month of being real depressed and stuff to deal with that. And I go to therapy, which I couldn't live without, to get through this. And not everyone can afford therapy. I do know that. And there are some resources I will list in the description section. There's some good online resources. And then at the end of the day, I always tell people, I went to Al-Anon, which is a support group for friends and family of alcoholics. And everyone's heard of AA, which is Alcoholics Anonymous. Not a lot of people have heard of Al-Anon. So AA is where you go if you have a drinking problem. And Al-Anon is for the friends and family of the people that go to AA. And a lot of people go to both, actually. And so years and years ago, a friend got me to go to an Al-Anon meeting and changed my life. And I will be forever so grateful. It really changed the course of how I think about my life and who I am and who I've become. So that was definitely a pivotal moment. But I always tell people who can't afford therapy or anything like that to go to an Al-Anon meeting. And they're like, well, I don't have a family member with a drinking problem or anything like that. And I'm like, somebody drinking is a prevalent problem everywhere, and I guarantee someone with a drinking problem. And even so, they don't ask you at the door like, who's your drinking problem person? No, you just walk in. You don't even have to say a word, and you're just there among friends, and you can just listen to people talk and feel a little bit better about yourself and the problems in the world. And really great organization. And I know not all cities have the best Al-Anon groups. I'm lucky that I'm in a city that has some really good Al-Anon groups, and you can look up their meeting times online. But I always recommend people go. Anybody can go. It's always free. And like I said, you don't ever have to talk to anybody. You can just sit there, listen, and go home. Or you can talk if you want to, and it's free. It's always free. It's free. It's free. It's free. And it's always better to talk to somebody than nobody. It's always better. And if you don't want to go to something like that, then just pick up the phone and call anybody. Anybody. People, a lot, even me, all the time, I think like nobody wants to talk to me and hear about my stupid problems. It's just like, well, that may be true, but they will. They'll do it anyways because they love you and you're worth it. So just do it. Just talk to somebody. So, yeah, so I've been really lucky that I've been able to still afford my therapist during this time, because I could not have made it that first month trying to like handle everything that the doctors were telling me was nuts. I mean, it was like every day was a different diagnosis. Jeez Louise, like what's next? So yeah, so that was the first month, and that first month really hit me hard, and that's when the hamster wheel was demolished. I didn't get off of it. It threw me off. It threw me off in little spinnies. And I made it. Maybe like bumped against the side of the glass a little bit and shook myself off, and I'm good. but the wheel is gone. So that's why I have my little hamster right here, and it says done. I said done. Not going back on that thing. Whew. No, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. Now that it's like I can finally appreciate what I want to do for myself. I don't want to go back to that. I want to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, what I want to do it, and that's my right, and I'm gonna do it. I mean, not like illegal stuff, but stuff that makes me happy. Like, why am I not doing stuff that makes me happy? Like, what? Come on, just do it. Why are you holding back? Why are you telling yourself you can't? I mean, yeah, we're not kids. We can't have like, well, you know what? Do it. Who's gonna tell you no? I mean, do it. Do it if you want to do it. So there. Now you have to maintain respect and love for others if you want to keep them in your life while you're doing what you want to do. So that's one caveat you got to keep in mind. But other than that, it's like, why are you not just doing what you want to do? That's how I feel now. So goodbye, hamster wheel. Good riddance. And I don't have a hamster. I never have had a hamster. I had guinea pigs. I had 2 guinea pigs. They were so cute. Now I have a doggy, and I love him so much. I'll bring Doggy onto a video one day. His name's Dropper, and I'll show you guys Droppy. But so yeah, that's about 20 minutes, and I guess my videos are just gonna be 20 minutes. I don't even know how to do a 10-minute video. We'll just do 20 minutes. So yeah. Let me know what you think about. Excuse me. Let me know about what you think about this morning's video, and did you enjoy the topic, and what are your own hamster wheels? What do you think? And comment below and let me know what everybody's up to, and I'll see you next time. Bye.